Greetings, zombie survivalists. James of the Z.E.D here again, and this video is going to be a short one. It's important, but short. Just something to put out there in between the spell of lack of videos, with the winter time, and keeping in mind that on top of trying to be informative and educate the zombie survivalists out there, we at the Z.E.D have our own jobs and lives to live on top of this, so sometimes there'll be a little bit of a dry spell. But the topic is maps, yet again. Maps are important, like I said, whether or not you just moved in, excuse me, or you lived there your entire life. Maps are important. They show you all the roads, depending on the map. They can show you railway lines, where hospitals are, public places like parks, ferry routes even, depending on the map. So they're important to have. Even more so during a zombie outbreak, because you're going to be surviving pretty much in this area, or trying to go from your area to another area to survive. And you're going to need a map. It's going to help you out, instead of just kind of walking blindly in a specific direction. So it'll also help you get a better sense of the area. So I always suggest getting a map, whether you get like a notebook style map or a fold out map. It's up to you. I know the fold out maps tend to be a bit of a pain to fold back together, but it's just take your time and it works. However, if you don't want to go out and spend money on a map, you can print it out yourself. You can go to Google Maps, which is what you're looking at now. Google Maps lets you pretty much zoom into your specific area. We're looking at Long Island, and I could, if I wanted to, zoom all the way up to my block if I wanted to. The closer you zoom in, the more places that pop up, as well as some businesses in the area will, of course, have themselves tagged on Google Maps. But that aside, you'll get more of the side streets. You'll get to see hospitals and things of that nature on there. And while that's just cool for every day, just checking out on your own time, it's also very important for when you print out your own map. How detailed of a map you want, well, you can determine that by how far you zoom in. Of course, it's going to take more pieces of paper, pieces of paper to print out to make a map of the area if you want it super detailed. You click the print button and it'll pop up a window to show you what's going to print out. So you have to print out in sections to get the entire map of, let's say, Long Island, for example. How many pages it takes? Well, that depends on how detailed you want to be. You can even print out fairly not detailed, more of just a generic overview of the area, and then print out more detailed pages of maps to have kind of like an overview and then a detailed view, if you wanted to go crazy like that as well. I suggest, if you're going to print out the maps, at the very least, just print out the detail view. It's a lot more paper, yes, but as long as you get the major roads, and at least you can see that there are side streets in certain areas, you don't have to all be named, but that'll help you out than just having an overview where you only see major roads. Also, if I print like this, what you're looking at here on one page, I can't really point out key things and write on it. And the thing with the zombie survival map, you're going to want to write on it. You're going to want to write on it, detailing specific bridges, like where a bridge is, whether or not it's a bridge or a tunnel, where docks maybe that you know of that maybe the map isn't showing, things like that. You can also, on Google Maps, look at the satellite imagery if you really wanted to, which pretty much gives you a picture of the area, a bird's eye view. I wouldn't suggest printing that out. That would take up way too much ink. It would be a waste, really. But you can look at it to get just an idea, if you wanted to, of the area. Like, it may say Pine Barrens, or maybe you got a desert near you on the map, but when you look at the satellite imagery, it kind of makes it real. You can actually see specific areas of this like desolate forest, or bare desert, or wherever you may live. So that's important too, because it kind of makes it sink in case you've never been out there, or you haven't been out there in a while. But I do suggest, when you do print it in color. Color maps are more useful to you than a black and white map would be. It's easy to see the differences in areas when it's color as opposed to black and white. And then print them out, keep them in a binder, in a folder, whatever you want to do, and you can start marking them up. So that's, I guess, our little tip of the day, if you want to call it that, in terms of getting a map but not wanting to go out and buy a map. Because I see maps go for, 15 bucks or so, and it's if you think about it, it's a little expensive for pretty much just a map of the area. Also, you may get a map of the area, but also may include areas you don't need. So having just what you need, you can kind of custom tailor your own map that way. So that's it. Remember, the key to zombie survival is being prepared and having a plan, and a map is part of that. So be prepared, have a plan, and stay safe. Take care.